Hello. I will be opening a box of Modern Horizons 3 and Innistard Midnight Hunt. Just going to record all this, and I think I'm going to split between the two, but I'm going to open the box first. See how this looks and everything. Because I haven't opened a pre-release in a minute. Oh, look at the design. That's cool. Has all the Eldrazi. Comes with the promo, which is a Crab Demon. Crab Demon. I will read it. Emerge from Artifact 5 to black. You may cast a spell by sacrificing an artifact and paying the emerge cost reduced by the artifact's mana value. Interesting. By the Crabination. God, I suck at reading. Enters the battlefield. Target opponent exiles the top card of their library, a card at random from the graveyard, and a card at random from their hand. You may cast a spell from one of those cards exiled this way without paying its mana cost. That's fun, and it's the 2024 print. I don't know if that's good. I just know Modern Horizons 3 has some pretty fire cards, and saw this at a better price than I've ever seen it anywhere else, so kinda felt like I had to cop it. Ooh. Poster art will be going on my wall. I'm gonna put that there, and I'll put this box here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs of Modern Horizons. And then the token. The dice is like a weird blue color. I don't know if you can see that. By the way, shout out to my cousin who got me the webcam literally like yesterday. Here's the Modern Horizons 3 logo. And then the box, if I can open it without scissors. There's like an opening right here. There we go. Oh shit. Is that it? Yeah, that was it. Good open. Innistard Remastered is like a horror set, so I was like, that's pretty cool. I really like the art cards. I know the set isn't amazing in itself, but that would be cool. And this is what the packs look like. So I think we're gonna go through Modern Horizons first, because I think I do know the good cards in this set as far as I'm aware at the top of my head, so I do want to open that. I don't remember if there's any specific cards I did want from this set, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
Let me change it right there.
Ooh. Dog Umbra. Trying to see if I can fix this a bit because it's gonna be weird. Dog Umbra, Smelted Charge Bug, Serum Visionary, Eldrazi Repurpose. Oh, I love reading. This is gonna be a fun video. Gravedigg. Target player creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token, or return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Bountiful Landscape, which is meant for, I don't know what green and blue. Oh, is that Tamir? It's a Tamir Sackland, which is nice. A Reiterating Bolt. Is it Genitorium? I have this card. It's pretty bad in my deck, but it's a good card. I actually have the normal one. You may exert Hydra Trainer as it attacks. When you do, target creature gets X. Oh, plus X until the end of turn, where X is the number of counters on permanence control.
Yeah, you can have it.
Oh, what is this? $1?
A random dollar. I got it
from the horses.
Yes,
that's funny.
My life away.
And then pay 3, adapt 2. If this creature has no 1/1 counters on it, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Adapt is a thing I don't know much of. Whoa. Frogmire Enforcer. Here's this.
Come on, Fifi.
It's really weird, kind of low quality, but I'll show what the red text is. It's a mirror, frog mirror. Prototype, you may cast a spell with different mana cost, color, and size in size. It keeps its abilities and types. So it's kind of the same card, but a cheaper version of it, where you could pay 7 for the base card, which is Affinity for Artifacts. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each. So it's just like a 7 cost 4/4. So I don't know what mirror does to make this worth it, because this card is pretty like that. Oh, Dinosaur, Reach, Trample, and Cascade. Kind of mid. Personally, I don't see myself or any dinosaur player use it. Oh, here's my rare. Oh, it's an energy card. No. it says primal prayers. When primal prayers enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. You may cast a creature spell with a mana value 3 or less by paying energy rather than paying their mana cost. If you cast a spell this way, you may cast it as though it had flash. Seems like you can just make green energy. And then here's my holographic where it's a disciple of prerelease. I hate names. It's a 2 card. It's a land and a thing where this elf druid says when when this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the creature's power. This is what the holographic looks like, and then this is what the back land looks like, which I have not looked at actually. And it's holographic land, which says the Garden of prerelease enters the battlefield. You may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. Just a tap forest, which you don't want to run this unless it's not even a forest type. God, you can't even search for it. My rares are gonna go here, and then I have a mountain, which I already have the holographic version of this one, and then it's an art card which looks like a sliver. No idea. Gee, art cards will go here. Here's another one. I won't read cards that I think I've read before. I'm just reading brand new ones. Oh, look at how ugly this guy is. Temperamental Oozewag. You can pay 3 to adapt 2, and then modified creatures you control have. Oh, it's missing paint on it, I think. Modified creatures you control have trample. So if you modify a creature, they have trample. Dream Drinker Vampire. It's a 2/1 lifelink. Pay 2, adapt 1. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Dream Drinker Vampire, it gains menace until end of turn. Oh, Elemental Creature Unicorn. Bestow 4, which pretty much becomes an enchantment or and equips it. Which enchanted creature gets 2/2 and has Mentor. Which Mentor is whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. Pretty cool. Galvanic Discharge, pretty bad. It's choose target creature or planeswalker, you get 3 energy, then you may discard any amount of energy. Galvanic Discharge deals that much damage to that permanent, which is not terrible if you're grinding the hell out of energy, but besides that, nothing much. Electrozoa, it's a flash flying jellyfish. Says it's a 3/1, saying when it enters the battlefield you get 2 energy, and at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase I can tap it unless if I pay energy. I got Sheltered Landscape, which pays for I'm gonna say Pants colors because I don't know, or Dog Meat if you're more familiar. So red, green, white, and it's a colorless, or sacrifice it to look for those. Yeah, this is missing art on it. What the fuck? Like some of the words are ripped or they're gone. Snapping Voidcraw, messed up turtle. It has add 2 colorless and pay 4 to draw a card and devoid. Copy Crook. You may have Copy Crook enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's whenever this creature attacks, it connives. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Muster the Departed. When Muster the Departed enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Morbid. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, populate. Red black. Blood Soaked Insight. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Target opponent exiles the top 3 cards of their library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. If you cast a spell this way, mana of any type can be spent to cast it, and then it becomes a land, which just as a battlefield enters and tapped, so you'll never use it. And then Victimize. Everyone knows what Victimize is. Choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard, sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped, which is incredible because I've actually been needing this. So this is a card I will 100% be using, which I actually have a pile over here for cards I want to put in. So Victimize is not my rare, so I will be putting it here because at the end I'll read all my rares. Eldrazi Linebreaker. Devoid Trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains haste and X and gets X0, a plus X0 until the end of turn, where X is the number of Eldrazi you control. Interesting. So that's my rare, so Eldrazi card. And then my holographic is Kami of Jealous Thirst. You can pay. It has death touch. It's a 1/3, and then you pay 5. Each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. This ability costs 5 less to activate if you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn. So you can do it for free as long as you've done that second half. And then it's a basic swamp. And then cool art. I can't even tell what it is on camera or up here. Screaming Eldrazi woman. They're back. Seems like all those cards are new. None of them look familiar. I gotta put this over here. I will open this in a bit. Token in the back, which is a plant. Plants are pretty cool. Ooh, starting with an Eldrazi. Basking Brood Scale, devoid and pay 2 to adapt to 1. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Basking Brood Scale, you may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrifice this creature, add a colorless. Pretty generic, nice. Oh, I just got Kami of Jealous Thirst again, which is the black card I just read. Airy Auxiliary. Creature, bird soldier, when it enters the battlefield, support 2, which is put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Molten Gatekeeper. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Molten Gatekeeper deals 1 damage to each opponent, so burn. And then Unearth. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. Unearth only as a sorcery. Tune the Narrative. Draw a card, you get 2 energy for 1 mana. That's pretty good draw. And it's also nice if you run energy. Shattered Landscape. It's a tap for colorless. Sacrifice it to look for Mardu type lands, and then cycle it for Mardu. So it's a Mardu one, which is gonna be nice because it seems like I've already got one each for every single pack, which is gonna be great to put in Mardu actually. So I'll put right here as well because I run Zergo. Drowned Lurker, which is also an Eldrazi. Which is a 7/7, called Pay 7, Vigilance. When you cast or cycle Drownyard Lurker, create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrifice this creature, add a colorless, and then cycling for 3. Path of Annihilation. Whoa, it seems like it's an Eldrazi card. Devoid, it's not a rare by the way, Devoid, pay 4, which is a green and 3. When Path of Annihilation enters the battlefield, create 2 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature tokens with sacrifice this creature, add colorless. Eldrazi you control have add 1 mana of any color, and whenever you cast a creature spell with a mana value 7 or greater, you gain 4 life. Pretty cool. Twisted Riddle Keeper. Emerge 5, 6, 7? 6, 7. And then when you cast this spell, tap up to 2 target permanents, put a stun counter on each of them, and that's flying. So another Eldrazi. And then Forger, 4 Mire Enforcer, one of the first cards in pack. Horde Shadow Spinner, which is a horror Dimir color creature. 2/3 lifelink. Whenever Horde Shadow Spinner attacks, you may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard that many cards. Interesting. And then Creature Dragon Flying 2/2. Threshold, as long as you have 7 more cards in your graveyard, it gets 3/3 and has pay red. Gets 1/0 until the end of turn. And then here's my rare. Flare of Duplication. You may sacrifice a non-token red creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's good. It might be great for Miguel. So, cool. And then sorcery, destroy each artifact with the mana value X or less. That's a nice board wipe. And it's only 1 and then an X. It's a holographic too. But I don't know. Destroy each artifact with the mana. Oh, destroy each artifact with that value. Might be nice to get rid of multiple on the board, if not just a few. 3 more packs to go. Ooh. What's the back? It's an art card, which I think I'm actually going to do those first now. Whoa, I don't know what this is, but it looks really cool. Foul Strike, which is comic of a guy, not comic, an art of a guy punching the bird and the eyes popping up. Destroy target creature with flying, funny. Reinforce 2, which says discard this card, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature, which is generically nice. Scurrilous Sentry, which is menace. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, it connives. Wing It. Target creature gets 2/2 until the end of turn, put a flying counter on it. Scry 1. Infernal Captor. creature Devil Rogue exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When Infernal Captor exploits a creature, gain control of target artifact or creature until the end of turn. Untap that permanent, it gains haste until the end of turn. Pretty cool. Faithful Watchdog. Look at him. Yeah. Field. Vigilance, it's a green-white, and Faithful Watchdog enters the battlefield with 3 1/1 counters on it. So 5 1/1 counters. I found a Perilous Landscape, which sacrifices itself and looks for the 3 colors of Jet Sky, and it's a sacrifice land. Breaker of Creation, it's another Eldrazi. When you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each colorless permanent you control. Hexproof from each color, and Annihilator 2. How fun. And then Urzra's Cave, it's another land. Add a colorless, tap 3, sacrifice Urzra's Cave, search your library for a land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Nice, because you get to look for a land card. Probably won't be running it, but it's pretty good. And then Bespoke Battle Wagon, I know what this does, because I have it. You tap it, get 2 energy, tap it, pay 2 energy, tap target creature. Tap it, pay 3 energy, draw a card, and pay 4 energy. It becomes an artifact creature until the end of turn, and it has crew 4, which is a 5/6. Fell the Profane. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Simple instant removal, and it turns into a land, which is and when it enters the battlefield, if you don't pay 3 life, it enters in tapped, which is just a tap green black. So don't know why you'd run that. And then I think this is the rare, which is Jet Medallion. I've actually been eating this card. This is probably my favorite hit from this. Black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's I gotta see what deck I'm gonna run that in, because it's gonna be nice in my zombies or in my winter. It's gonna be nice in any black deck, obviously. So I gotta figure out what. Oh, and another rare. 2 rares. Power Balance cost 2. It's an enchantment red. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may review the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If the 2 spells have the same mana value. I'm not getting it. I need to reread again. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you reveal the top card of your library. If you do, so it's just like a possible hit, and you get to play it for free if it's the same. Interesting. That's cool. That's nice that there's 2 hits. So far, there's 1 very usable card. I like that. And then Temporal Oozewag, which is the fugly ass looking card, but holographic. And then a holographic forest, which is pretty fire. It's like the last pack. I'm kind of just hoping for a cool altar. I don't have to have like crazy ass cards. I just want some pretty cool stuff, which I'm happy of the cards I've gotten so far. Unfathomable Truths. Devoid, draw 3 cards, and create 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature tokens with sacrifice this creature, add a colorless. It is obviously Eldrazi instant, I guess. Malevolent Rumble. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into the graveyard. Create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrifice this creature, add a colorless. Dross Claw. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. Weird hand thingamajig. Living Weapon. When this equipment enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 black Phyrexian Germ creature token, then attach it to it. Oh, there is a token in the back, which I will take out. Because, Insect. Kind of looks like the ones from Edge of Eternities. And then equipped creature gets 1/1, and whenever equipped creature attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and has equipped 2. Ooh, Therabin Charm. It's instant. Pay 2. Choose 1. Therabin Charm deals damage equal to twice the number of creatures you control to target creature. Interesting. And then destroy target enchantment or exile any number of cards of target player's graveyard. So a lot of things. Thriving Skyclaw. When it enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy. Whenever it attacks, you get 3 energy. If you do, it's a 1/1. Put a 1/1 counter on it. And it's a 4-cost Cat Dragon. I think it's a cool card, but not super great for what it's supposed to be doing. Utter Significance. It's an enchantment aura, which says, it's flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and has a base power and toughness of 1/1. 3, pay 3 to exile enchanted creature. Oh, it's a Is It card. Cyclops Superconductor. Paralysis. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets 1/1 until the end of turn. Is that an energy card? Oh my god, it is. When Cyclops Superconductor enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy. When Cyclops Superconductor dies, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, Cyclops Superconductor deals damage equal to any target. Interesting. Cool. And Bespoke's Battle Wagon again. Lethal Throwdown. It's a sorcery, costs 1, and it says as an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature or sacrifice a modified creature. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. If the modified creature was sacrificed, draw a card. So that's very specific for modified. Ooh, another land and then flip, which this land is just tap land, and says tap all creatures target player controls. You may pay X energy, then choose up to X creatures tap this way. Put a stun counter on each of them. So it's a good card, really great. Obviously, if you're running energy, really good. Every energy card is probably great energy. Buried Alive. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards, put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. That's really good. Wow, really good. And then, ooh, Mythic this time. Shadow of the Second Sun. Enchant player at the beginning of enchanted player's post-combat main phase. There's an additional beginning phase after this phase. Interesting. That's really good. Have multiple things happen. And then Tempest Harvester. It's holographic. When Tempest Harvester enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy, and then tap it, pay 1 energy, draw a card, then discard a card. Really good ramp. And then an island. So far, really great. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, speaking of energy, I got an energy token. I already have the Fallout one, so won't be using it. Oh. Energy token and a Eldrazi spawn, of course. Galvic Discharge, Electrozoa, Foul Strike, Skirlia Sentry, Wing It, Deceptive Landscape, which taps for white, black, green, which is, I'm going to call Bumblefire because I don't remember what the color is. Might be Bant. No, that has blue in it. Sacrifice it, look for plain, swamp, or forest. And then another one, which is the pant colors I was just talking about, which is red, green, black, or red, green, white. And then Phyrexian Ironworks, which is actually a newer card. Whenever you attack, you get 1 energy. It's an artifact, by the way. Pay 3. Tap it, pay 3 energy. Create a 3/3 Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. Not that great, unless we just play tokens. Path of Annihilation. Worm Coil Larva, Death Touch Lifelink, pay 5. When Worm Coil Larva dies, create a 1/2 black Phyrexian Worm artifact creature token with Death Touch and a 2/1 black Phyrexian Worm artifact creature token with Lifelink. And it has Death Touch and Lifelink if I didn't say that. Pretty cool. Naddler's Nightblade. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life in game on. That's really good. Probably will be putting that in Zergo probably, because burn is amazing. And then I got I got a pay 1 search for forests and plains. One of the great lands from this set. Well, you can't see it. Happy I got that. Except it's in green white, which I don't have, so that's good. And I got White of Reliquary, which is black green, which says Vigilance, Zombie Knight. It's a rare, so 2 rares again. White of Reliquary gets 1/1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Really nice. And then tap, sacrifice another creature, search your library for a land card, and put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So ramp, and you get to wait. Yeah, it's just ramp. But that's nice, especially if you got sacrifice benefits. And then Ethereum Predator, artifact creature, flying. He can only block creatures with flying. And then pay 7 to adapt 4. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each other artifact creature control. And then, if like, he's just a holographic card. So I think, so I got White of Reliquary, Windswift Heath, which is really great. Shadow of the Second Sun, which is really great. Power Balance, which is kind of whatever. Jet Medallion, is really great. Flare of Duplication is not bad, but for my decks, it's not that great. But I do know a homie I can give it to. And then Eldrazi Linebreaker is whatever. Might be good in an Eldrazi deck. And then Primal Prayers, I don't use green energy decks, so I don't think it's good. But I definitely will be using these 3 without a doubt. And then all these cards, the cards are pretty great, generic. I will be using some of them, definitely not all of them by any means, but it's pretty cool regardless. The art's cool on the thing here. Oh, let me put this back here real quick. Oh shit. And then I'm just gonna put cards here. Because now, I'm actually going to open this right there, actually. Yeah, it's cool. Crab Abomination. It's pretty fire, and it's a rare, so it actually will go in this rare pile. I can speak English, trust me. Or don't. Then, obviously, the makeup token, and the code for the game, which I will be using happily. Next, we're going to move the Innistard, which I'm pretty hyped for. Let's open it. I know that's werewolves, I know it's haunted, and I know all the cool stuff. And it's a set booster. I think it came out 3 years ago, so I'm really hyped to open it, and I know everyone else who knows this set isn't. So, I might have to get like a garbage bag, honestly. Whoa! The forests are awesome and it's holographic. Whoa, that's so badass. We'll be using these, obviously. Art card. Pretty cool angel. The forest is amazing. I'm actually gonna put it in my rares. Any holographic like lands, because those are hits for me too. Plummet. Destroy target creature with flying. Simple. Storm Rider Spirit. Flash flying. It's a 3/3. Very standard like, but expensive. Soul Guide Griff. Flying when Soul Guide Griff enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target card from your graveyard. Oh, from a graveyard. Pretty good. It's flying and it has graveyard hate. Seize the Storm. Sorcery has a bunch of text on it. Create a red elemental creature token with trample, and this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard, plus the number of cards with flashback that you own in exile. Another card that's for like spell sling, and flashback 7. Storm Steelix. Flying instant sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast instant sorcery, this card gets 2/0 until the end of turn. That's a really good card for spell slinging. Know who to get that to. Ooh, here's our first transformation card, which is a creature human. When Covetous Castaway dies, mill 3 cards. It's blue. Disturb is 3, 4, 5. Hopefully I get another Mirror Hall Mimic. I really like that. And then so here's the card, and then here's the transformation, which I haven't read, which the art's really great. Which says creature spirit, flying when Ghostly Castigator enters the battlefield, you may shuffle up to 3 target cards from your graveyard into your library. If he would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Pretty cool. And then another transforming card, which is Vigilance, Human Werewolf, Daybound. So if the player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night during this turn, which I never knew how that worked, but now I do. When you flip it, it becomes Dire Strain Brawler, Creature, Vigilance, Nightbound. This is literally the most vanilla card ever, just like vanilla this set. I like the transformation cards. That's also why I got this set, because I really wanted transformation.
Are you still recording?
Yes I am. Oh, and then the Showcase, Trample and Daybound. It's a nice looking card. It's kind of whatever. I gotta see. Does it transform? I think that's what that is. Yeah, turns into a Harvestide Assailant. I hate myself. Trample Nightbound 4/4. The art is really cool. The Showcase, I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Pretty cool. We'll put art arts in its own thing. And I'll put the lands in there since it's not a hit. And then Brewy Breaker, which is another Showcase art. Which the other one says Ward 1, Daybound. It's a 6/5 and an 8/7. It has 2 different kind of powers and toughness, so I don't know how it works. But when you transform it, it becomes a werewolf called Dire Strain Demolisher with Ward 3 and Nightbound, and it's an 8/7. So big creature cards. And then here's my rare Brutal Cathar, which seems like it transforms as well, which says when this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. It has Daybound, which when you transform it, says creature werewolf, first strike, ward, pay 3 life, and then Nightbound. So that's the hits. It's kind of a whatever card. It does allow me to exile it, and then when I flip, transform it, and then when it transforms again, I get to take another card, which, you know, it's really hell. And then Stolen Vitality. What is this? Magic minigame. Into the Story Horror Edition. Oh, this is just like a mini game you could play. And the Stolen Vitality. Look at this cool, crazy looking art. Says target creature gets 3/1 until the end of turn. If it's your turn, that creature gains trample until the end of turn. Otherwise, it gains first strike until the end of turn. The flavor text says there's nothing like a good meal to really lift the spirit. Pretty cool. Nothing insane in that first pack. Oh crap. Okay, there we go. It's a normal card. And then, cool art card. Got a normal forest with the same forest, but it's not holographic. Blood Pact. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Simple. Morkret Behemoth. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, pay 2. Or pay 2. Menace. It's a 7/6 zombie, so that big as fuck. Larder Zombie, which is a blue. Defender 1/3.
Bye, love you.
See ya. Love you
Okay,
too.
fuck off. Okay.
Wow. Tap 3 untap the creatures you control. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. So, zombie ramp. Siege Zombie. I actually have this one in holographic. It's terrible. It says tap 3 untap the creature you control. Each opponent loses 1 life. It's a 2/2. Contortionist. Contortionist Troop. Contortionist Troop enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it, where you have to pay into it. And then Coven, at the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, put a 1/1 counter on it per creature you control. Nice. And then Dawnheart Mentor. When Dawnheart Mentor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Coven 6. Target creature you control gets 3/3 and gains trample until the end of turn. Activate only if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Here's your transformation card. Luna Arc, Veteran, Human Cleric. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life, and has Disturb. Where Disturb means you may cast this card from your graveyard, transform for its Disturb cost, which looks like this. And then when you transform, it looks like that, which looks like a spirit. Which says Luminous Phantom, flying. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, you gain 1 life, and if Luminous Phantom would be put into a graveyard for anywhere, exile it. And then Daybound. Wow, it's a 2/5 or a 6/7, has the showcase. And then when it transforms, it turns into Tavern Smasher, which is a creature werewolf with Nightbound. Trying to find a place to fit everything. And then Bird Art Admirer. I'm starting to realize all these showcase cards are kind of generic, which says Reach, Daybound, 1/4/3/5. And then when it transforms, it turns into Wing Shredder, which is a Reach Nightbound, which looks like this. And then, oh shit, the light. And then looks like this. Pretty cool. And then here, Mythic Interrupted Adversary. I can't read. It's a human scout, which says lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many Valor counters on this card. Creatures you control get 1 more for each Valor counter on him. Interesting. So just pump all your creatures. And then a transforming Convert Cut Purse, which says when Convert Cut Purse enters the battlefield, destroy target creature you don't control that was dealt damage this turn. Pay 5. And when you do, it says it turns into Covetous Geist. Or Geist? Flying Death Touch. If Covetous Geist, God, I hate myself, would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Pretty cool, but very standard is what I'm kind of realizing about this stuff, which is whatever. I kind of just want cards to open, and I have the money to, and I won't in the future. I got a Clue token, and an art one. And then I have a cool Black Swamp, not holographic though. Eccentric Farmer. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, and you may return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. Return to Nature. Choose 1. It's an instant. Destroy target creature. Destroy a target artifact. Destroy target enchantment. Exile target card from graveyard. Might of the Old Way. Target creature gets 2 turns on a turn. Coven. When you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. Carrion Cathars. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Witherhorn Blessing. It is a green-blue. Put a 1/1 counter up to 1 target creature you control. Tap up to 1 target creature you don't control, and that creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step, which has flashback 3. Turn the Earth. It's an instant 1 green. Choose up to 3 target cards in graveyards. The owners of those cards shuffle them into the libraries. You gain 3 life, or 2 life. Flashback, pay 2. Which, if you don't know what flashback is, it says you may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it. Bait Hook Angler. It can transform as Disturb 2, and that's it, into 2/1. And when it transforms, it turns into Hook Haunt Drifter, flying. If Hook Haunt Drifter would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. There's a transformation, pretty cool, and then the normal one. Shady Traveler. Seems like the transformation cards are like the special cards that they try to put in for the last 2 before you get to the mythics and stuff. This one is a menace with Daybound 2/3 or 4/4, and then transforms into a Stalking Predator, which is a menace Nightbound 4/4. Here is a showcase. Fang Blade Burgund. Pay 2. Fang Blade Burgund or Brigade. Gang? Oh my god, I hate it. Gets 1/0 and gains first strike until end turn. It's Daybound, and its transformation says pay 2. It gets 1/0 and gains first strike until end turn, or pay 5. Creatures you control get 2/0 until end of turn, and then Nightbound. And then great. It's a rare Geast Flame Reserver. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, put a charge counter on this card. Pay 2. Remove any number of charge counters from this. It deals that much damage to any targets, and then exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Interesting. And then I got a holographic card called Crawl from the Cellar. It's oh yeah, I just said that. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Put a 1/1 counter up to 1 zombie creature you not target zombie you control, and that's flashback 4. No token in the back. Art card of a weird horse ghost, and it's another forest, which I already have, and it's not holographic. Jack-o'-lantern, pay 1. It's an artifact. Pay 1, sacrifice it. Exile 1 target card from a graveyard. Draw a card. Pay 1, exile this card from my graveyard. Add 1 mana of any color. So weird ramp because you're paying 1 for a color. Evolving Wilds, generic. Eccentric Farmer, which I already read. Return to Nature. Ghoulish Procession. It's an enchantment. It says whenever one or more non-token creatures die, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. This ability triggers only once each turn. Morbid Opportunist, which is a good card, which is whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Vengeful Strangler, it can't block, and whenever Vengeful Strangler dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under your control, attached to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. When it transforms, it's an enchantment aura saying Straggling Grasp. Enchant creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices a non-land permanent and loses 1 life. Here's another. Oh, it's Bird Admirer. Showcase again. I already showed off this card. And then it's a rare showcase. Sereth's the Viper's Fang. Legendary creature, human warlock. Showcase. I'll show it off in a minute. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. Pay 1, untap another target creature or land you control. So you're able to trick people into untapping your things and then be like, oh well, get fucked, because now this combat's over. Oh, I got another good card. Here's what this art looks like though. Really good hit. And then I got another rare, which is Unnatural Growth, which if you know, that's good. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control into the end of turn. Really great card. These are definitely my hits. Definitely putting them with these. And then this is a token. It just has the magic background. It's custom. Harvest Tide Infiltrator. Trample, Daybound, normal, holographic, and then can transform into Harvest Tide Assailant. Trample, Nightbound, Werewolf. Oh my god, I'm actually struggling. Oh, there we go. Nope, it's a retro card in the back, not a token. Here's this cool thing. I think it's supposed to be a Salon art card, but it's in here, so I'm not sure. Not gonna look for it. I did get a Plains, which is pretty cool. Not holographic though. Organ Hoarder. It's a zombie. When Organ Hoarder enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put one of them into your hand and the rest into the graveyard. Pretty expensive search. It's only a 3/2. Target creature's owner Revenge of the Drowned. Target creature's owner puts it on the top or bottom of the library. You create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. None of these zombie cards are super interesting at the moment, so hopefully I get something good. When Drown Yard Almagend, it's a zombie horror. Enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. Generically good, but it costs 5. You can pay 3 for can be blocked this turn. Falcon Abomination, Zombie Bird. God, this thing is stupid looking. Has like a human face with a bird's body. It's a flying 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Oh, which Decayed means it can't block when it attacks. Oh, it can't block, and when it attacks, sacrifice at the end of combat. Interesting. And then Foul Play. Destroy target creature with the power 2 or less, and then Investigate, which Investigate creates a token clue where you get paid to sacrifice to draw a card. Feral Grasp, which is a great removal from the set, which is destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. Simple as that, and phase 2. Harvest Tide Infiltrator, but instead it's not holographic. Tavern Ruffian. Daybound, it's a 2/5, and then transforms into Tavern Smasher. I'm not liking these simple cards. Very, very generic. Probably why this set's not super great to open. Bird Admirer for the 3rd fucking time. 3rd fucking time. Like, I'm actually being pissed the fuck off. And then Rockfall Veil, which I do like these lands. I always put them in as in to use them. It's a red-green though. Could run this in Jund. Rockfall Veil enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands, which is just generically really great because hopefully you'll plan it out having 3 lands and you'll play 2 and then you'll play that for free or untapped. Hedge Witch's Mask. Equipped creature gets 1/1. Equipped creature can't be blocked by creatures with a power 4 or greater, and it costs 2 to equip. And then I have a retro card called Relearn. Really nice. It's pay 3. Return target instant, interrupt, or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Really great. God, this deck has a lot of spell swinging, so this is going to be really great for my homie who does run this kind of deck. So he's going to be great when he comes over tomorrow. But I swear to fucking goodness, if I get another Bird Admirer, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. I'm getting like messages. I'm going to check this one out real quick. No, my power did not go out, which is what someone just asked me. Oh my goodness. Token in the back, custom, and then a art card, and then a cool island, not holographic though. Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Target creature gets -2/-2 until the turn. If it's night, that creature creates with -13/-13 instead. Nightbound. Might actually work though. Pretty simple to do Nightbound for the most part. Mounted Dread Knight. Trample Mounted Dread Knight enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. If an opponent lost life this turn. Very dumb card. Vampire Interloper, which is a very standard card, which is flying 2/1. Vampire Interloper can't block. I don't know why you'd want that. Fading Hope. Return target creature card to its owner's hand. If its mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. Fading Hope. Pay 1 blue. Field of Ruin. Pay 1 or sacrifice by paying 2. Destroy target. Sacrifices. Destroy target non-basic land and opponent controlled. Each player searches their library for a basic land card. So it's another removal, which is nice. This one is a Ghoul creature, which says whenever Kessig Neutralist attacks, add 1 red or green to the end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end, which is really great to know. And it has Daybound, which means it transforms into a Lord of the Unleaven Vow. Well, I hate myself. Other wolves and werewolves you control get 1/1, so travel. Whenever he attacks, add red or green, and until the end of turn, you don't lose mana. This mana as steps and phases end. So this is what this looks like, and this pretty cool. And then Gale Drifter, flying, disturb 5, 3/2, and turns into Whale Drifter, which is flying. Whale Drifter would be put into the graveyard from anywhere. Exile it instead. Harvestide Infiltrator. I think I actually have this one. Yep. Kyler Singarad. It's a legendary creature, mythic. Emissary. It's white-green. Whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on him, and other humans you control get 1/1 for each counter on him. Obviously great for human commanders. And I got a rare. Angel Fire Ignition. Cost Boros. And sorcery. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. It gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of turn. And has Flashback 4. And I got a holographic showcase of Shady Traveler, which is Menace, Daybound, and transforms. And I think I actually showed this card. Sorry. So pretty interesting. Here's another one. Supposedly power's going out where I am, and I have not experienced that, obviously, because I'm still recording as we speak. So I don't know if it happened before or be seeing right now, because I definitely have power. I got a bird token. And then an art card, which is a wolf. Mountain, which is really cool. Defense Straight. It's an instant, destroy target creature without flying. Pay 3 to do it though. Unruly Mob. Pay 2. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Unruly Mob. Homestead Courage. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains Vigilance until the end of turn. Has Flashback 1. Moon Rager's Slash. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it's night. Moon Rager's Slash deals 3 damage to any target. Lunar Frenzy. Target creature you control gets X0 and gains first strike and trample until the end of turn, where you can pay X. It's an instant. Moon Silver Key. Pay 1, sacrifice Moon Silver Key, search your library for an artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Interesting, cool. Death Bonnet Sprout. Creature fungus, which can transform. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform a Death Bonnet Sprout. Which, this is what it looks like. And this is what it transforms into, which is this weird giant mushroom dude. Camera looks quality on Discord, so I'm gonna have to trust me. It looks weird. And it says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you may exile a card from your graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, put a 1/1 counter on the Death Bonnet Hulk. Village Watch. Haste Daybound, and then transforms into Village Reavers. Wolves and werewolves you control have haste. A showcase, Tireless Hauler, which is a human werewolf with Vigilance and Daybound, and then transforms into Dire Strain Brawler, Vigilance Nightbound. And then Overgrown Farmland, which is enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands, but taps for green and white, which I also don't have those colors. But actually, I had the other one. I don't have this one. And then Mork Root Behemoth, which I already did read off before. I'm trying to see how long we've been recording, which is about an hour. I got a wolf token, and yep, it's just a wolf token. Ooh, signed card. Art card. Another mountain, which looks like to be different art, but I don't remember what the other one looks like. Blessed Defiance. Target creature you control gets 2/0 and gains lifelink until the end of turn. When that creature dies, this creature create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Flare of Faith. Target creature gets 2/2 until the end of turn. If it's a human instead, it gains 3/3 and gains indestructible until the end of turn. Candle Grove Witch. Coven. At the beginning of each combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Candle Grove Witch gains flying until the end of turn. Hedge Witch's Mask. Dawnheart Wardens, which is Vigilance Coven. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, creatures you control get 1/0 until the end of turn. This is Gavany Downguard, which has a lot of text, which says Ward 1, 3/3, cost 3. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as he enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, look at the top 4 cards of your library and reveal a creature card with a mana value 3 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in any order. Not bad, honestly. Pretty solid card. Ambitious Farmland. When Ambitious Farmhand enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic plans card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Coven. It costs 3. Transform him. Activate only if there are 3 or more creatures with different power, which then his transformation is Seasoned Kafar, which is not a werewolf but a human knight. So we went from a farmhand to a knight. Pretty cool. Morning Patrol. Vigilance, Disturb 4, just transformed into Morning Apparition, which is a ghost spirit soldier with flying vigilance. If Morning Apparition would be put into the graveyard for anywhere, exile instead. Which a lot of these generic cards have. He's hugging the dog. He's like, hi. Lay Nor Autumn Sorvin. Sorvin? She's a legendary creature, mythic. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter up to 1 target creature you control. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. A lot of different power play. No special art card here. And then Deserted Beach. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands, which will be going in Satya. Displate. Counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard, which is a 3-cost counter spell. Which is not bad at all. Yeah. It's holographic. Pretty fucking cool. I got a token, which is a zombie. A 2/2 zombie. And I got a cool ghost art card. And then a holographic swamp, which is really cool. Homestead Courage, play 1/1 counter on target creature control. I already got this actually. Moonrager Slash, Gravity Trapper, pay 2, tap target creature, it's a 1 cost, 0/2. Duel of Dominance, cost 2. Coven, choose target creature you control. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, put a 1/1 counter on the chosen creature you choose. Chosen creature you control, then the chosen creatures fight each other. They each deal damage equal to the power to the other. Rise of the Ants. See, this is why I want like an insect set, because it has like spiders. Oh no, those are ants. That's why it says Rise of the Ants. It looked like a spider in the background. Pretty cool. It's a sorcery that says create 2 green 2 3/3 green insect creature tokens, you gain 2 life, and has flashback 8, which is stupid. Broodweaver is a 4 spider. Reach. When Broodweaver dies, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. Dryad's Revival. I want the Planeswalker. That's like the #1 thing I'm looking for in this set is the Planeswalker. Really good based off this guy. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Flashback 5. And then Gale Drifter, which I have read. And then Dawnheart Revenator, except it's a showcase. It's a creature, human warlock. When he enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, and he's a mana dark that adds 1 mana of any color. Pretty cool. He has the skull and everything. And then Galvic Iteration, which is a it cost. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This is really good, as I was saying. It is a rare, and my homie would love that. Candle Trap. Enchanted creature has Defender, prevent all combat damage to be dealt by enchanted creature, and Coven. 2/1, prevent sacrifice Candle Trap, exile enchanted creature, activate only if you control 3 or more creatures. So this could be good for you to make it a defender that doesn't die, or to put it on someone's thing to make that big creature a defender. Probably pretty good when you put it on someone else's commander, slows the game down. But also they have a very, very great defense card. I got a clue token in the back, and then a art card, which I'm gonna say that I'm gonna show the card art, but I'm not gonna keep saying it. Mountain. Theraben Exorcism. Instant. Exile target spirit creature with disturb or enchantment. Locked in the cemetery. Enchantment aura. Enchant creature when locked in the cemetery enters the battlefield. If there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Duress. Pay 1 black. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So any instance or sorcery. Necro Thesis. Enchantment aura. I don't know if you can see it. It's just like a bunch of roots. You can't even see it. Enchanted creature has whenever another creature dies, put a 1/1 count on this creature. Pretty good. And when enchanted creature dies, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the power. X is its power, and put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Or in any order? Random. Vivisection. Vivisection. Oh my god. Vivisection? God. Pay 4. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 3 cards. In blue. Flame Channeler. When a spell you control deals damage, transform Flame Channeler. And then transforms into Embodiment of Flame, which transforms into an elemental wizard. Which says whenever a spell you control deals damage, put a flame counter on it and pay 1, remove a flame counter from this, and exile the top card of the library, and you may play this card this turn. Village Watch, except it's a showcase, and then transforms into the Village Reavers. I love the art in this, but god, these fucking cards are so generic. Like, actual 5-year-olds made it. Dawnheart Wardens. Creature Warlock, Vigilance 2/3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, creatures you control get 1/0 until end turn. And then Dawnheart Revenator, it's the Mana Dork, another one. Vanquish the Horde, which is a rare, which is this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, destroy all creatures, so it's a board wipe. Light. Shipwreck Sifters. When Shipwreck Sifters enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card, and whenever you discard a spirit card or a card with Disturb on it, put a 1/1 counter on Shipwreck Sifters. Pretty cool. Wow, okay. I'm gonna close this up, put that here. Yes, we're getting to a point. I'll do the same thing with the rares. So, a board wipe, which is pretty cool. And then if there's a token in the back, yep. And then a swamp, which I don't think is a art. I think there's 2 arts. Hobbling Zombie. Death Touch. When Hobbling Zombie dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Make a zombie that dies when it does its attack. Crawl from the Cellar. Rotten Reunion. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Flashback 2. It's supposed to be a reference to the old woman and the old man with the pitchfork in the painting. Eaten Alive, which is a pretty staple in Standard as far as I'm aware. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay forward, exile target creature or planeswalker for 1 black. Dreadhound, whoa, Demon Dog. Don't know if you can see it because it's black, but really cool. When Dreadhound enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. And then whenever a creature dies or a creature card is put into the graveyard from a library, each opponent loses 1 life. Interesting. Diagraph Rebirth. The spell costs 1 less to cast. For each creature that died this turn, return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield, which is really good. I've been needing something for my Jund. Harvest Tide Infiltrator, which I already have, and then Shady Traveler, but it's not holographic. And then Dawnheart Mentor, which is a 3/0/4. When Dawnheart Mentor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature token, and you can Coven for 6. Target creature you control gets 3/3 until the end of turn, plus 3/3, and gains trample until the end of turn. Activate only if you control 3 or more creatures with different power. Ooh, an Adeline Resplendent Cathar, which is a great card for tokens, which I already run, so it's pretty cool. It is a rare. And then Voldaren Stinger. Voldaren Stinger has first strike as long as it's attacking. Pay 3. Voldaren Stinger gets 2/0 until the end of turn. Pretty nice. About to say draw another card like I'm playing Magic. Oh, we'll draw a card. Token in the back. Nope, it's a card. Claims. Search Party Captain. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature attacked this turn. When Search Party Captain enters the battlefield, draw a card. Gavany Silversmith. When Gavany Silversmith enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each of the 2 target creatures. Cathar Commando. Flash, pay 1, sacrifice Cathar Commando, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Pay 1, by the way. Sun Gold Barrage, instant, destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater, which costs 3. I think that card's in Bloomborough. Clear Shot, instant, pay 3, a target creature you control gets 1/1 until that turn. It deals damage equal to the power to target creature you don't control. Unnatural Moonrise, which is a Gruul cost. It becomes Night. Until then a turn, target creature gets 1/0 and gains trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Bird and Mire. Reach Daybound. Okay, so it's just the card, but it's not the alt art. Tireless Hauler. It's a 4/5 Vigilance Daybound and transforms into Dire Strain Brawler. I think I already showed this card. I have it, so I'll just show it one more time to make sure. Candle Grove Witch. Coven. At the beginning of pre-combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, it gains fire until the end of turn. Very standard card. The art's cool. Nothing on the back. Sereth's. Ooh, this is my rare. Sereth's the Viper's Fang. Legendary creature, human warlock. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch, and other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. I think I showed this, but it's not the alt art, so it's in here somewhere. Flip the switch. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. And then, ooh, this one is a blue, black, red, which I actually don't know what that color combination is called. It's called Cedrus Trader King. It's a, I think, what do they call it? Guest cards, because this does not have a set symbol. Each creature card in your graveyard has Unearth for pay 3, which Unearth means return the card to play. The creature gains haste. Remove it from the game at the end of the turn. If it would be leave the party, Unearth only as a sorcery. Pretty cool, badass card, retro-like. I'll use a mythic, which is cool. I don't run those colors, but pretty cool to see. the bug guy. He's a show of. I saw that this art recently in a Spice ARAC video that my cousin showed me. Planes. Might of the Old Ways. Target creature, it's an instant. Target creature gets 2 tunes on that turn. Coven, then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. Clarion Cathars enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Search Party Captain, Gavani Silversmith, Moon Silver Key, Obsessive Astronomer. I know how this word is said. Astronomer. I don't think I said it right still. Pay 2. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as Obsessive Astronomer. Enter the battlefield. Whenever a day becomes night or a night becomes day, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. Okay, cool. Fear Management Sage. Creature with a human wizard. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as this card enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, draw a card. Bait Hook Angler. Heirloom Mirror. Pay 1, tap. Pay 2 life, discard a card, draw a card. Wait, real quick. It's an artifact. Pay 1, tap it. Pay 1 life, discard a card, draw a card, mill a card, then put a ritual counter on this card. Then, if it has 3 or more ritual counters on it, remove them and transform it and activate it only as a sorcery, which it transforms into Irritated Fiend. Oh, Inherited Fiend. Oh, as in, like, you got some old artifact and now it's, like, cursed and evil. Which is a flying 4/4. Pay 3, exile a target creature card from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on it. So, it looks like this. Artifact, like a mirror. It transforms as a demon trying to come out of it. I think it's a demon. Yeah, it's a demon. That was white. Bloodthirsty Adversary, which is a mythic, which is a creature vampire. Red, cost 2. Haste. When Bloodthirsty Adversary enters the battlefield, you may pay 3. Any number of times. When you pay this cost, 1 or more times, put that many 1/1 counters on Bloodthirsty Adversary, then exile up to that many target instant or sorcery cards with a mana value 3 or less from your graveyard and copy them. You may cast any number of copies without paying their mana cost. Really good. Whoa, I got an all-target land, and it is fucking awesome. Haunted Ridge enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. And it's holographic too. Actually awesome. Fucking beautiful, by the way. We'll be using this in Mardu. Fierce Witch Stalker. Creature wolf costs 4. Trample. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. That's really cool. I didn't bring sleeves, so I won't be going to get up to do that. Plus, I'm going to use it, so I'm not super worried about value, honestly. Art card. It's really nice to open like shit sets, honestly, because it's like, well, obviously, like you wouldn't buy any of these, but I'm gonna have a bulk of just Innistard and Moon Knight, and it's just gonna be fun to be like, I might have that lying around. Plus, like, buy the set, don't ever have to buy it again. Like, I don't really care when it comes to why I buy it, unless if it's like, oh, majority of the cards I need is here. Because, like, I could have bought Tarkir, I could have bought Draft of New Capana, I could have bought March of the Machine, or, yeah. And it's like, you know what, this set's mid, might as well buy it, get over with it. Island. Flip the Switch. Counter target spell unless it's controlled, pays 4. Oh, I already read this. Secrets of the Key. It's a 1 blue instant. Investigate. If this spell is cast from a graveyard, investigate twice instead, which has flashback 4. Consider. You may look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Draw a card. Very blue staple. Celestus Sanctificer. I don't know. I don't think you can read it either because the light is insanely terrible and I don't got good lights to put on. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as this card enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your graveyard. Sunset Reverie. It's a sorcery. Pay cost 2. If an opponent has more life than you, you gain 4 life. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, create 2/1/1 white human creature tokens. If an opponent has more cards in hand than you, draw a card. That's pretty fire in the general sense, but I think would be cooler if it was an enchantment that happened at the end return. Boros card, pay Boros at 1, trample haste. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as this card enters. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Pretty generic. Sacred Fire. Look at this art. Pretty dope. It's an instant that costs Boros, which says Sacred Fire deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. Flashback 6. Birdemire, Outlawed Liberator, which is it transforms. It's a human werewolf. It costs 2. It says pay 1, sacrifice this card, destroy target artifact or enchantment. And when you transform it, it says it's called Frenzy's Trap Breaker. Pay 1, sacrifice Frenzy Trap Breaker, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Or whenever he attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. Haunted Ridge, which is my rare for this, which is a nice. Yeah, so actually these two are the Haunted Ridges. That's funny. But I got both of them, the normal one and the cool one, which I'll obviously be using the badass one. Bloodline Culling. It's an instant, cost 3. It's an instant, says choose 1. Target creature gets -5/5 until the end of turn, and creature tokens get -2/2 until the turn. Really great removal. It could either be a board wipe for tokens, or one single creature to get -5/5. I will be playing this in my deck, I think. Really great removal for one big card. That's a 5/5, and then kills all tokens pretty much. Usually. Obviously, if they're big tokens, that's a different situation. But I've been having problems with my uncle. Not problems, because it only happened once. But he's creating a bunch of things, and I can't do anything about it. So, that would be funny to just hold on. Plus, there's tokens that make cheap tokens anyway. Ooh. I think this is the first forest. Oh no, this is just a different art forest, I think. Unless I'm forgetting already. Pretty cool. Is there a token in the back? Yes, and it's a promo for the minigame. Bat Whisper. When Bat Whisper enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, create a 1/1 black bat creature token flying. Arrogant Outlaw. It's a vampire noble. When Arrogant Outlaw enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, each opponent loses 2 life and I gain 2 life. Nice. Neonate's Rush. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a vampire. Neonate's Rush deals 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to its controller. Draw a card. Stolen Vitality. Famished Forgers. When Famished Forgers enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, add 3 red. Which doesn't cover the cost, but I guess you get a 4/3 out. And you can pay 3, discard a card, draw a card. Dual Craft Trainer, which is a human soldier, white. First strike, Coven with a 3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, target creature you control gains double strike until end turn. Loyal Griff. Flash Flying. When Loyal Griff enters the battlefield, you may return another creature you control to its owner's hand. Barivard Survivor. Whenever another creature you control dies, transform Barivard Survivor. Harvest Tide Infiltrator. Ooh! Oh my god, Dennick Paris Pios Apprentice. Lifelink. Cards in graveyards can't be the targets of spells or abilities, and it has Disturb 4, which transforms into Dennick Polis Apparition. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into graveyards from anywhere, investigate. This ability only triggers once each turn. If Dennick Pios Apprentice... oh my god. Apparition? Oh my god. Would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. Yeah, what's really good is that it has lifelink, and cards in graveyards can't be the spell target ability. So this sets people back who want to cast spells and allows you to have lifelink and have that. No, that's a great card, honestly. Sunrise Cavalier, Trample Haste. If it's, oh yeah, I already did this, but it's holographic, so it's even cooler. Almost done with this, I think. Oh no, we got like, I think 3 more layers of packs to go through. Heard that there's a lot of packs. You just toss them on the ground and pick them up later. Pretty cool. Another swamp. Gabbing Trapper. Duel for dominance. Howl of the Hunt, flash, enchantment, aura, enchant creature. When Howl of the Hunt enters the battlefield, if enchanted creature is a wolf or werewolf, untap that creature. Enchanted creature gets 2/2 and has vigilance. Scab Wrangler, which is a human wizard, tap 3, untap creatures you control, tap that creature. Wow, insane. Ominous Roost. It's an enchantment. It says whenever Ominous Roost enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, create a 1/1 bluebird creature token with flying, and this creature can block only creatures flying. Human Wizard, Ecstatic Awaker. Pay 3, sacrifice another creature, draw a card, then transform this card. Activate only once per turn, which turns into a demon, which is a Awoken Demon with a 4/4, and literally just has flavor text. Which I'll read the flavor text. It says, bones cracked, flesh split apart, and the screams of euphoric agony gave way to unholy laughter. Pretty cool. Spell Rune Painter. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, Spell Rune Painter gets 1/1 until the end of turn and has Daybound. When it transforms, it turns into Spell Rune Howler. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, Spell Rune Howler gets 2/2 until the end of turn. Very generic. Shady Traveler. It's just the showcase, and then Dawnheart Mentor, but showcase again. And then here's my rare, Rem Carlos Stalwart Slayer. Flying Haste, it's Boros in 1. If a spell would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, prevent that damage. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, deals that much damage +1. Nice. This is very human decks. Like, this is running vampires, werewolves, and humans. And vampires, some vampire I've seen, so pretty cool. Candlegrove Witch. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control... Oh, I already got this. And then an elemental token. Pretty cool. But I'm gonna have a lot of the same art. No, not a token in the back, but there is a weird card that looks like to be showcase or altar. Art card. Ooh, Holographic Mountain. Awesome. Ritual Guardian. Harvestide Sentry. I'm going to read this real quick because I don't know if I read it. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Harvestide Sentry can be blocked by creatures with the power 2 or less this turn. Timberland Guide. When Timberland Guide enters the battlefield, play 1/1 counter on target creature. Bramble Armor is an equipment. When Bramble Armor enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets 2/1 and has equip 4. Grizzly Growl, which is a black-green and 2. It's a zombie bear. It says trample. Grizzly Growl, Ghoul, not Growl, Ghoul, enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each creature that died this turn. Rite of Oblivion, which is a white-black, which I forgot what that's called. Azorvis or some shit, I don't remember how to say it. It's a sorcery that says, as an initial cost to cast a spell, sacrificing non-land permanents, exile target non-land permanent, which is great. Could go in Mardu. Tireless Hauler, Vigilance, I think I already read this. Yeah. Tireless Hauler again, but it's the showcase, which I've had 3 of. Dawnheart Revenator, which is another one I had. Curse of Leeches, which is a rare. Enchantment Aura Curse. Enchant player, as this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. As this permanent transforms. Okay, weird. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose 1 life, and I gain 1 life. And then it transforms into Leeching Lurker, which says live lifelink and so I don't know how that works, but it's a rare, pretty cool. Defense Straight, and then a Cloistered Gargoyle, which is a 0/4. Oh, it's from I think it's Baldur's Gate or D&D. It has the altar and everything. When a Cloistered Gargoyle enters the battlefield, venture into a dungeon, which I don't have any of those tokens. As long as you've completed a dungeon, Cloister gets 3/0. Weird. I wanted to get the Dungeons Dragons, but they don't have it like anywhere nearby, and I'm just like, no. And Zulus has none of them in their warehouse as far as I can see, so you know, upsetting. I think the actual altar that isn't a showcase I've gone is, I think this is a showcase for that set. But it's haunted. It's a haunted split land, and I think that's like the only altar I've actually pulled, which is unfortunate. But the showcases are cool. Art card of that one rare mythic, and then a rules for the minigame. A mountain. Howl the Hunt. Stuffed bear. Pay 2. Pay 2. Stuffed bear becomes a green 4/4 green bear artifact creature. Artifact? Yeah, artifact creature. It's like a bear, but stuffed, and comes alive. Candle Trap. Enchant creature. Oh yeah, I already read this. Shadow Beast Sighting. It's a sorcery. It says create a 4/4 green beast creature token. It has flashback 7. Play with Fire. It's a 1-cost red instant, which says play with fire, deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. Vampire Socialite. I don't know. You pay Rakdos. Creature, Vampire Noble. Menace. When Vampire Socialite enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on her. As long as an opponent lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Vampire deck. And then Devoted Graftkeeper, which is a red, it's a white blue, so it's a Zorius. When Devoted Graftkeeper enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, tap target creature you don't control. Pretty good card. And then turns into the Departed Soulkeeper, which Departed Soulkeeper can block only creatures with flying. If Departed Soulkeeper would be put into a grave for anywhere, exile it instead. And then Village Watch Showcase. Here's my rare, which has a different symbol, so I don't know if this is a guest. Curse of Obsession. Enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's draw step, that player draws 2 additional cards. At the beginning of enchanted player's end step, that player discards their hand. Wow, that's fucking evil. Yeah, really fucking evil. And then Old Stick Fingers, which is a legendary creature horror. It's red, green, black, and has X. When you cast a spell, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard. Then put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Old Stick Fingers' power and toughness are equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So you literally just purposely get rid of things. It's cool. It's don't know if it's commander worthy. Novus Occultus. When this dies, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Weird ass cards, I feel like. So on the second to last layer. This is a weird ass set. I'm just kind of hoping for another cool altar to use that's very playable, because it's a weird ass set. It's pretty cool that I'm doing it though. I'm liking it. In the sense of opening packs, I think this is the mountain or this is the plains. No idea. It's just a cool card. Art card. The back has a token. God, these names, damn nice. Island. Olivia's Midnight Ambush, Mounted Dread Knight, Vampire Interloper, Bat Whisperer, Nebel Gas Intruder, Flash Flying. When Nebel Gas Intruder enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature and opponent controls gets 2/0 until end turn. It's that weird ghost head horse thing. Displate, counter target spell if that. Exile. I already read this. Ecstatic Awakening. Showcase of Tavern Ruffian, which transforms. This is transforming into a werewolf, but that just barely look like a werewolf. Cool, I guess. And Spell Rune Painter, which I already read. And my rare is a Tovolar's Huntmaster. When Tovolar's Huntmaster enters the battlefield, create 2 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. It has Daybound, and when it transforms, it turns into Tovolar's Pack Leader. When Tovolar's Pack Leader enters the battlefield or attacks, create 2 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. Pay 4, another target wolf or werewolf you control fights target creature you don't control. Pretty cool. And then Blade Brand, which says target creature gains death touch until the end of turn, draw a card. Cool, I'm gonna cut these down, put it back in the pile. Struggling again. card. Is there a token in the back? Yes, there is. A forest. Diagraphed ward. When diagraphed ward enters the battlefield, create 2 black zombie creature tokens with decay. When you do, exile 2 target cards from the graveyard. No way out. Target opponent discards 2 cards. You create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with decay. Path to the festival. Sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card. Put that card into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Then if there are 3 or more basic land types among the lands you control, scry 1 and has flashback 5. Purifying Dragon. Flying. Whenever Purifying Dragon attacks, it deals 1 damage to a target creature. Defending player controls. If that creature is a zombie, Purifying Dragon deals 2 damage instead. Very specific. Catholic Pride, which is a good remover. Choose 1 instant. Catholic Pride deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. So weird Faithless Looting, but backwards. I feel like it's good. I like it. Tavern Ruffian. Village Watch, this is like my 5th one. Candle Grove Witch, 2nd one. Tavor's Huntmaster, which is a rare, that's the showcase, I just did that. Wake to the Slaughter, which is a cool card of a vampire or something coming out of a coffin, which is probably a vampire. Sorcery, choose up to 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. An opponent chooses 1 of them. Return that card to your hand and return the other to the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. Kind of stupid, but you know, whatever, I guess. And then Bramble Armor. We're done with the second layer, we're on the last. Oh. The token I got, normal. Swamp, which I don't recognize this art. Silverbolt, pay 3, it's an artifact. Sacrifice Silverbolt, it deals 3 damage to target creature. If it was a werewolf, damage this way, destroy it. Abandon the Post, it's a sorcery. Up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn. Flashback 4. Lambholt's Harrier? Oh, Harrier? Pay 4, target creature can't block this turn. Pax Betrayal, sorcery. You can control target creature until then a turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until then a turn. If you control a wolf or werewolf, scry 2. Borrowed Time. It's enchantment. When Borrowed Time enters the battlefield, exile target non-land enchantment opponent controls non-land card, non-land permanent of an opponent controls until the Borrowed Time leaves the battlefield. So just an exile card. Defend the Celestus, or I almost read it as Cletus. It's an instant. Disturb. Distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Cather's Call. It's an enchantment or enchanted creature has vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Baneblade Scoundrel. Whenever Baneblade Scoundrel becomes blocked, each creature blocking it gets 1/1 to the end of turn. When it transforms, it turns into the Baneclaw Marauder. Whenever Baneclaw Marauder becomes blocked, each creature gets blocking gets -1/1 to the end of turn. And whenever a creature blocking Baneclaw Marauder dies, that creature controller loses 1 life. Baneblade Scoundrel, that exact card I just read, but in showcase. Catilda Dawnheart Prime, protection from werewolves and human. Protection from werewolves. Legendary creature, human warlock. It's green and white. Human creatures you control have tap. Add 1 mana of this creature's colors. Pay for 5/6. Tap. Play 1/1 counter each creature you control. Whatever. And a holographic, consider. Is there oh my god, I lied. Oh my god, I lied. There's still another layer. I thought it was just 2. Oh my god. So I still have like 6 more packs still from shining this one. Whoa, see look, this is like a haunted moving house. That's cool. I hope I pull that card just because. Token Forest. Cathar Commando. Sun Gold Barrage, destroy target creature with a 4 greater. Silverbolt. Faithful Mending costs Azorius instant. You gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Flashback 3. Phantom Carnage or Carriage. 4, 5, 6 cost and flying. When Phantom Carriage enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card with flashback register, put it into your graveyard, and then shuffle. 2 skeleton ghost horses. Bait Hook Angler, Harvest Tide Infiltrator, which I already have like 20 of those. Burly Breaker, which I think I have read this one. Dire Strain Demolisher, which is Ward 3 Nightbound, and then Ward 1 Daybound. Pretty whatever card. Again, like I said. Tireless Hauler, another one. And then the Celestus, legendary artifact. It's a rare. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day. When this enters the battlefield, it will add 1 mana of any color. It's a cost 3. Pay 3. If it's night, it becomes day. Otherwise, it becomes night. Activate only as a sorcery. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain 1 life. You draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Weird artifact. And Feel the Ruin. Sacrifice it. So it's a sack land to destroy someone's non-basic. Toxic, I say. I will at the end go through all my mythics rares. And I will tell you how much I have of a specific of everything, which hopefully I don't have multiple rares. Island. Crossroads Candle Guide. Look, it's a pumpkin that looks like a guy that's tied up to a tree. When Crossroads Candle Guide enters the battlefield, exile to 1 target card from a graveyard, and then pay 2, add 1 mana of any color. This is fucking terrible. Devious Cover Up. It's an instant that costs 4, which says counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard. You may shuffle up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into a library. Geast Wave, Shipwreck Shifters or Sifters, Oryx Outrider, which says whenever this or another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. This actually might be fire, because if I have tokens, this is actually a fire card. I gotta remember to put that. Flesh Taker. It's fucking evil. It's a man wearing a moose's head. Yeah, it's the human assassin, and he has like a butcher, and he's like nasty as fuck, kind of like Leatherface. Taps for black. White says whenever you sacrifice another creature, you gain 1 life and scry 1. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature. Flesh Taker gets 2 tombs on that turn. Cool. Chaplain of Alms. Human Cleric as first strike, Ward 1 disturb 3. Oh, I've already read this. Fang Blade Brigade. I think I already read this, but it's showcased now. It's holding like a knife in his mouth. Bane Blade Scoundrel. Here's my rare. Slaughter Specialist. Vampire Word. Cost 2. When Slaughter Specialist enters the battlefield, each opponent creates a 1/1 white human creature token. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a 1/1 counter on her. And then a holographic Tavern Ruffian showcase, which also turns into a werewolf, which I've already talked about this card probably like, or at least said its name a few times. The card in the back is a token, which is a blue bird. Plains. Falk Wrath Perforer. Whenever it attacks, it deals 1 damage to the defending player. Voldaren Stinger. Voldaren Stinger has first strike as long as it's attacking. Pay 3. Voldaren Stinger gets 2/0 until the end of turn. Blade Brand. Novus Occultus. When it dies, you draw 1 card. Hunger for More. It's Pace for Rakdos. Create a 3/1 black and red vampire creature token with trample, lifelink, and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step. Flashback 3. Blood Tithe Collector. Flying. When Blood Tithe Collector enters the battlefield, if your opponent lost life this turn, each opponent discards a card. Kind of toxic. Pretty fire. Beloved Beggar. He's a guy that's literally a human peasant. He transforms into Generous Soul, which is a flying vigilance. 4/4. Generous Soul would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it. And then this creature is just a 0/4. 0/4. 4/4. Mystic Skull. It costs 2, so an artifact says pay 1, tap it, add 1 mana of any color, and pay 5, transform Mystic Skull into Mystic Monstrosity. Lands you control have add 1 mana of any color. Kind of expensive, honestly, but I don't know. Dawnheart Rejuvenator, showcase, and then my rare, Jadar Ghoulcaller of Nephilia, human wizard legendary creature. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Might be nice to make zombie tokens. And then Dawnheart of Rejuvenator again, but it's holographic. Dude, I feel like this box was never ending. I'm gonna see a million more of the same showcase for the next 7 packs. I haven't seen an Ultar at all since that literal 1 card. There's a token in the back. And, Plains, Stuffed Bear, Camel Trap, Shadow Beast Sightings, Fading Hope, Field of Ruin, Bird Admire Showcase, Kessig Naturalist, which I have read, but it's showcase, so show the art. I don't think I have the showcase for this, so pretty cool if I don't. Visions of Duplicity, which is another card that's not from the set, I think. Sorcery, it costs 3. Exchange control of 2 target creatures you don't control. That's nice because you only get to do that for 3. And then Flashback 10. This spell costs X less to cast this way, where X is the greatest mana value among commander value, greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. So it's just cheaper depending on your commander. Pretty good. Visions of Glory is another rare one from the same exact set of this one. Visions of Glory sorcery, create a 1/1 white human creature token for each creature you control. Interesting, nice. And then Flashback 10 again, and then has the same kind of flashback text. So these are kind of the, oh, they're visions, so there's other vision sorceries. Oh, third rare, by the way, third rare from this set. Sludge Monster, costs 5. Creature Horror, whenever Sludge Monster enters the battlefield or attacks, put a slime counter up to 1 target creature. Non-horror creatures with slime counters on them lose all abilities and have base power and toughness of 2/2. Wow, that was 3 rares in 1. Flare of Faith, target creature gets 2/2 until their turn. If it's human, instead it gets 3/3 and gains indestructible. Cost 2. And it's holographic. I think I'm actually just going to pull these out real quick because I feel like I'm just saying shit every time when it comes to the back. Okay, box is now empty as of currently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs. Gonna close this. Close this. Okay, let's open this one. I use my teeth all the time because I'm lame as fuck like that. Whoa, look at this cool art. Like really pink for this set. And then there's a token in the back. Swamp. Festival Crasher, whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, Festival Crasher gets 2/0 until their turn. Brimstone Vandal, Menace, if it's neither day or night, it becomes day as the card enters the battlefield, and whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, Brimstone deals 1 damage to each opponent. Immortalation, enchant creature, enchanted creature gets 2/2 or 2 -2. +2 -2. Burn the Accursed is an instant that costs 5. Burn the Accursed deals 5 damage to target creature and deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Raise of Effigy, instant cost 1 red. Destroy target artifact or target attacking creatures get 2/2 until their turn. Ooh, a Demir card. It's an instant. Corpse Cobble. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice any number of creatures. Create an XX blue and black zombie creature token with Menace, where X is the total power of the sacrificed creatures. Interesting, as Flashback 5. Oh, and Blade switched Scab. Other zombies you control get 1/0. I've actually needed this for my zombie deck, so I will be using this 100% without a doubt. Lunarch Veteran. I already did this one, I think. Yep. Tavern Ruffian Showcase, and Ghoulcaller's Harvest, which is my rare. But then Corpse Call was the other one. Ghoul's Caller's Harvest says create X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens with Decayed, where X is half the number of creature cards in your graveyard, rounded up. Flashback 5. Goodness, okay. I like how there's like super specific cards I got. And it's like I didn't even know they were in this set. Holographic Plains. Great. Bounding Wolf. Flash Reach. 3/2. Pestilent Wolf, which is a 2/2. Pay 3. Pestilent Wolf gains touch until end of turn. Snarling Wolf. Pay 2. Snarling Wolf gets 2/2 until end of turn. Activate only once per turn. Stormkirk Blood Thief. At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent lost life during this turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. I think I read that already. Volderin Ambusher. When Volderin Ambusher enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, it deals X damage to up to one target creature or planeswalker where X is the number of vampires you control. Morning Patrol. Vigilance to serve 3. And then, oh, I already read this. Convert Cut Purse. When Convert Cut Purse enters the battlefield, destroy target creature you don't control that was dealt damage this turn. And Disturb 5, where it transforms into... Oh, I already read this. Never mind, sorry. And then Tavern Ruffian again. And then Keeg's Naturalist again for Showcase. And then Smoldering Egg, which is my rare creature Dragon Egg. Defender. It's a 0/4. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, put the number of Ember counters on Smoldering Egg equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Then if Smoldering Egg has 7 or more Ember counters on it, remove it and then transform Smoldering Egg into Ashmouth Dragon, which is a 4/4 flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Ashmouth Dragon deals 2 damage to any target. Interesting. Not super great. Brimstone Vandal, which is a holographic version. Down to 2 more packs. Is there a token here? It's not a token, it's an actual card. Island. Tapping at the window. Literally just a window. That's funny. Sorcerer, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Flashback 3. Startle. Target creature gets -2, -0 until then a turn. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Draw a card. Unblaking Observer. Add a blue. Spend this mana to only pay a disturb cost or cast an instant sorcery spell. Weird. Component Collector. Like these are like I'm starting to see types here that's like coming all in the same one pack. One pack had an entire thing of wolves, and now this one has a like 2 homunculuses, which I've never seen before. Component Collector. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as this card enters. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you may tap or untap target non-land permanent. Ritual of Hope. Instant. Cost 2. Creatures you control get 1/1 until the end of turn. And Coven. If you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, creatures you control get 2/1 until the end of turn. This one costs green white. Join the dance. Create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. Flashback 5. Delver of Secrets. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If it's an instant sorcery card, is it revealed this way? Transform Delver of Secrets, which he's a insectile aberration. He's that weird moth, like bug looking dude that I was talking about on the art card. Candlegrove Witch Showcase. Ooh, Vederic Astral Archmage. It's a rare. Pretty cool. Legendary creature human wizard. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as he enters the battlefield. Instant sorcery spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is Vandric's power. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, put a 1/1 counter on him. This is really fucking good. Like, really good. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Rite of Harmony. Whenever a creature or an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. It's instant. Neonate's Rush, and then I got a Worn Power Stone, which I also, it costs 3, it comes untapped, and add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this ability for a mana source. It's a retro one. What's funny is that this came in Ixalan's promo for the set, so unfortunately I wouldn't be using that one if I did. Second to last pack. Actual card in the back. Werewolf. Plains. Candlelit Cavalry. Covenant at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Candlelit Cavalry gains tramplings on turn. Dawnheart Rejuvenator. Put the normal card. Ardent Elementalist. As Ardent Elementalist enters the battlefield, the return target instant sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Electric Revelation. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Otherworldly Gaze. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest on the top of your library in any order, with flashback too. Thermal Alchemist. Defender. Thermal Alchemist deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, untap Thermal Alchemist. Pretty burn staple. Arcane Infusion. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant sorcery card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in any order. You can flashback it, revive. Shady Traveler Showcase and Dawnheart Rejuvenator Showcase, and then Curse of Surveillance, which the art is disgusting. It's a guy's hand and eyes are starting to come onto it. It's really disgusting. It's an enchantment or a curse. Enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted players' upkeep, any number of target players other than that player each draw cards equal to the number of curse attached to that player. What? At the beginning of enchanted players' upkeep, any number of target players other than that player each draw cards equal to the number of curses attached to that player. So this is literally just a curse card that works with curses. Interesting. Kind of mid. Secrets of the Key. And then Will-O-Wisp, which is from Magic 2025, or whatever, 25th anniversary, probably. Will-O-the-Wisp. 1 black, it's a 0/1, flying, regenerate, pay 1 black, regenerate, Will-O-the-Wisp. Very, like basic. This is the last card. I'm hoping for an alt art. What is this? I got a holographic island. So cool. Is there a token in the back? No, there's not. Arrogant Outlaw. Neogate's Rush. Stolen Vitality. Root Coil Creeper. It's a Simic. That's the color combination. Green, blue. Add 1 mana of any color. Add 2 mana of any color. Spend this mana to only cast spells from your graveyard. And pay Simic to tap it. Exile this card. Return target card with flashback you own from your exile to your hand. Pretty good to break stuff back. Another Simic card, which is with Thorn Burlescing, which I have read. Shady Traveler, Menace Daybound 2/3, and it transforms into Stalking Predator. So we have read that. Tavern Ruffian, Spellroom Painter, Candlegrove Witch, Siphon Insight. It's a Demir. Look at the top 2 cards of your target opponent's library. Exile 1 of them face down and put the other on the bottom of your library. At the bottom of that library. You may look and play the exile card as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of the color, and then flashback. Pretty cool to steal shit. Otherworldly Gaze, and this other card, which I don't know what the set's from, taps for white and has Ascend, which says, oh, it's a dinosaur. It's a pay 1 dinosaur, which says Ascend. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. Snubhorn Sentry gets 3/0 as long as you have the city's blessing, which is a 0/3. Oh, and that was it from this set. Honestly, this feels like a lot in the sense of like there was a lot of the same card in the sense of the showcases. Honestly, besides that, the rares and the mythics are very unique, which I very much enjoy. Which I got Siphon of Insight, so I'm gonna do my rares. Curse of Surveillance, Rite of Harmony, Vadisk Asterial Mage, Smoldering Egg, Ghoul Caller's Harvest, Sludge Monster, Visions of Glory, Visions of Duplicity, Jadar Ghoul Caller of Nephilia, Slaughter Specialist, Celstus, Catilda, Dawnheart Prime, Wake to Slaughter, Tovolar's Huntmaster. By the way, I don't know if I read the mythics. I literally haven't been paying attention, even though I'd say I'd read them differently. Tovolar's Huntmaster, Old Stick Fingers, Curse of Obsession, Curse of Leeches, Rem Corlos Stalwart Slayer, Den Mick Pyranus Apprentice, Bloodline Culling, Haunted Ridge, Altar of Haunted Ridge, Bloodthirsty Adversary, Ceteris the Traitor King, Sereth the Viper's Fang, Adeline Repellent Cathar, Vanquish the Horde, Gavinic Iteration, Deserted Beach, Llanor Autumn Sovereign, Overgrown Farmland, Angel Fire Ignition, Kyler Signar Darn and Mercenary, Rockfall Vale, Sereth the Viper's Fang, Unnatural Growth, Geast Flame Reservoir, Interpreted Adversary, and Brutal Cathar. And then for the showcases, it's Candlegrove's Witch, Spell Rune Painter, Tavern Ruffian, Holographic Island, Dawnheart Rejuvenator, Shady Traveler, Candlegrove Witch, Kissig Naturalist, Tavern Ruffian, Holographic Plains, Tavern Ruffian, Kessig Neutralist, Bird and Meyer, Dawnheart Rejuvenator but holographic, Dawnheart Rejuvenator, Tavern Ruffian but holographic, Baneblade Scoundrel, Fangblade Brigand, Tireless Hauler, Brulee Breaker, Brulee Breaker, Harvest Tide, Infiltrator, Baneblade Scoundrel, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure, Candlegrove Witch, Village Watch, Spell Rune Painter, Tavern Ruffian, Village Watch, Cloister Gargoyle, which is from Dungeons and Dragons, Dawnheart Rejuvenator, Tireless Hauler, Mountain Holographic, Dawnheart Mentor, Shady Traveler, Candlegrove Witch, Tireless Hauler, Dawnheart Mentor, right here, Shady Traveler, Harvestide Infiltrator, Dawnheart Rejuvenator, Dawnheart of Wardens, right here, Village Watch, Dawnheart Rejuvenator, Holographic Swamp, Tireless Hauler, Shady Traveler but holographic, Harvestide Infiltrator, oh my god, you're losing it right now, Bird and Meyer, Fangblade Brigade, Bird and Meyer, Tavern Ruffian, Burley Breaker, Holographic Forest, and Harvestide Infiltrator. Oh god, yeah, there's a lot of the same card here, which is probably the most unfortunate part, because I feel like they almost had nothing to offer in the sense of showcase, so they just kept putting the same fucking cards in the box. I guess I got unlucky when it came to the showcase. Besides that, opening this set was enjoyable in the sense of its brand new cards. Showcase wise, it was really fucking annoying. But I like the rares. They're all whatever. The cards themselves are whatever as well. Obviously, I'd expect the set to be amazing, especially since it was like a cheap box and it wasn't insane. The Modern Horizons was pretty great. Every rare is really good, but not super all of them were playable. Probably will be using both of them, or like two of them, like I said. Yeah, I just wanted to record myself opening these boxes and reading some of the cards that I have not seen yet. I'm going to end the video. See ya.